To Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Welcome to Catholic Chicago.
Welcome to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 AM, 312-255-8408. You can also get it at youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Father Greg Sakowicz, the rector of Holy Name Cathedral, and co-host Mark Teresi, executive director of the cathedral. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Good. I think every show between now and October 15th, I'm going to invite folks to our Mother Cabrini Mass dedication of the reliquary in the cathedral, and a beautiful, beautiful statue, a sculpture that's going to be dedicated October 15th by you in the gardens at Holy Name.
At 12 noon.
At 12
noon. The Mass begins at 12.
Yes, so we're inviting everybody from the Archdiocese to come and worship with us.
I hope we can fill the cathedral.
I hope so, too.
It'll be a big crowd, and I didn't realize we were going to get a little rain this morning. Did you bring, for those that are watching YouTube?
I said to you, I think that's my umbrella.
Did you bring your umbrella?
Never
leave home without it.
It looks awful familiar to me.
No, mine's broken here.
Oh.
So it's mine. So again, 312-255-8408. Get us also on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Great program lined up today. The Catholic Scholars Program is located at the SHEIL Center, Catholic Center of Northwestern University. In order to enter an adult relationship with Christ, Catholic scholars take seriously the commitment to deepen their understanding of faith, pray on a regular basis, serve the needs of others, and provide leadership and distinctively Catholic, which is distinctively Catholic. Catholic scholars are theologically grounded, spiritually alive, articulate in their faith, and joyfully involved in Catholic tradition. Okay, Mark, enough about me. Graduates of this program are well prepared to serve on parish councils, teach religious education, participate in liturgy committees, and lead social justice efforts. In addition, they are able to bring Christian principles to their families and careers. Our guests include Sister Belinda Monahan, Moses Diaz-Torres, and Joe Reyna. Good morning to Sister Belinda, Moses, and Joe. Welcome to the program to all of you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Great to have all of you. Now, Sister Belinda, weren't you on the program several months ago?
In February of 2021, I was on the program talking about some of the vocation work and some of the programs that my community is doing.
So that was actually a year and a half ago.
Wow.
Has that time flown? That's amazing. And first of all, welcome to the program, all of you. Thanks for your time. And can someone give maybe the history of the Catholic Scholars Program, which is at the SHEIL Catholic Center of Northwestern? Maybe who will give that a shot to give a little historical background? Who's going to take a shot at it? Okay, not everybody at once.
I mean, I think I would defer to Sister Belinda on this one. She might be our guru here.
Okay, Sister Belinda, the guru.
They just voted 2-0.
Exactly, 2-0. So, Belinda, give us a little history rundown.
The Catholic Scholars Program was a dream of the several directors ago, Father Ken Simpson and Mary Dealey, who just left SHEIL at the end of this past school year.
Where did Mary go, by the way? Where did Mary go? Because she was outstanding along with Father Simpson.
Mary is now doing more spiritual direction, retreat programs. She's doing more independent work, some writing. So she's she's left SHEIL to give herself more time for those kinds of activities.
Well, she's a wonderful,
Beautiful,
tremendous
beautiful.
Young lady.
Yes. Yeah. Very big shoes to fill there. But so it was the dream that we could put together an academic program as well as spiritual formation to form leaders in a more intensive way. The whole goal of the SHEIL Center is to do that kind of work. But this was to do it in a more intensive way. I'm honestly not sure when the first program was. I want to say 2008 or 2009, the first scholars were enrolled. But the program has been going virtually since then.
That's great. Moses, what was your role? What is your role in the program?
Well, I'm a student in the program, so that means I have to obviously fulfill the program requirements. So I attend some religious classes. Obviously, I have to frequent the sacraments because that's expected of me, not just as a Catholic, but as part of the program. Going on mission trips and interacting with my peers.
How did you hear about the program?
I always felt like I was always pretty interested in my faith growing up. So when I got to college, I knew I wanted to get involved. And so I was curious and looked at SHEIL's page, our Newman Center, and I saw information about it, and that's how I first learned about it.
And Moses,
and I decided to enroll in it during my junior year.
What's your major?
Mechanical engineering.
Wow.
So are you a junior or senior undergrad, or are you in graduate school?
I'm going to be entering my senior year.
Into your senior year. And then, and Joe, how did you get involved in this whole program?
Yeah, I actually was just coincidentally attending a Sunday Mass. After I hadn't gone to Mass for a while, I was kind of looking for answers in my life, things like that. And I remember Mary Dealey making an announcement either at the beginning or the end of the Mass saying, anybody who's interested in joining Catholic Scholars or looking to go deeper in their faith, please see me in the Gathering Center. So I went and talked to her, and after like a 5-minute conversation, I ended up signing up and applying the next day, and yeah, that's how I got in.
Now, did you actually hear the announcement from Mary? You'd been away from the church for a while. You went to church that particular weekend and heard the announcement?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now,
No.
I was going to say, oh, what a coincidence that Joe went to Mass that weekend, heard the announcement, but a coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. Great, great definition. By the way, Joe, what year are you in?
I'm a rising junior.
And where did you grow up?
I'm originally from New Jersey, and then I went to a prep school in Massachusetts for a year, Berkshire, and now I'm here.
And Moses, where are you from?
I'm from Florida, from like the northern Tampa Bay region. If anyone's familiar with like Hernando, Pasco counties.
Yes, exactly, sure.
Now, Belinda, how long have you been at SHEIL?
I was a student at SHEIL. When I was a graduate student, I started attending SHEIL in 1996. When I finished my degree in 2000, I stayed on as an associate. I left SHEIL a little bit when I entered the community in 2007, but I had already put such deep roots down there that I kept going back and began to work there part-time, doing different work, and then came on officially this year full-time.
Now, remind our listeners what your degree is in.
My degree, my terminal degree is in anthropology. I am still an archaeologist.
Do you take students on digs?
I do not. Not anymore. I used to, but not so much now.
That's right. Now that it's all coming back to me, you were the guest with an archaeology background, have done many diggings as part of your background in life. Out of curiosity, Belinda, you were at Northwestern as an undergrad. You said you entered in 1996.
I did my PhD at Northwestern.
Oh, your PhD.
From 1996 to 2000.
Oh, okay. And then
1994 to 2000.
And when did you enter religious life?
2007.
So which means even your years at Northwestern, those rumblings of something deeper, dig deeper, huh? For an archaeologist, pretty funny. Dig deeper in your life that went beyond your career as an archaeologist.
Now,
I don't know during that whole time, but I know I was very involved at SHEIL, and I think it was my involvement at SHEIL that led me to become a sister.
That's wonderful.
Amazing.
That's a great story.
Now, Moses, as you look at the program, how has your life changed because of that program, because of the Catholic Scholars Program?
I would say after I left home to go off to college, I was responsible for my own faith, and I knew I had to take it into my own hands. Because before at home, I'd maybe pray the rosary with my mom or pray with family. But there was always the expectation that since I'm with part of the family, I have to do what the family does. But now that I'm all by myself, I have to take care of Jesus by myself. I have to pray. I have to make sure I do these things on my own. And I'm so lucky that this Catholic Scholars Program has been supportive in allowing me to do this with a bunch of other people who also want to be doing this all the time. So I think it's great.
And now, Joe, same question for you. What got you involved and how has it shaped your life?
Yeah, what got me involved was obviously I was just kind of looking for answers to questions that I had. And those questions kind of put me on this journey, that I now understand why people say enter the journey and things like that, or the come and see. I guess the most transformative aspect of it would have been the spiritual direction. Father Bradley's my spiritual director, the head chaplain at SHEIL. And I would say it was in through spiritual direction that I had my first encounter with Christ, where I ultimately decided that I would give my life to him, that I would accept him in my life as my Lord and Savior. And it was through a book that I was reading called The Gift of Being Yourself that Father Bradley had given to me. And we were just talking about a lot of things, and something in the book was talking about Mark's gospel about Bartimaeus. And as I read it, as Jesus opened Bartimaeus' eyes, he also opened my eyes spiritually. So
that's powerful. That's a great witness.
Yeah, and do you know, Joe, where it just sounds like discernment to me, but do you know where most vocations are coming from for Chicago? From the Newman Centers. Yeah. With young men like you really taking to heart the idea of what's the call in my life. You're
Where's God leading me?
Yeah, are you a junior, did you say?
Yeah, I'm a junior. Yep.
Now, are there different, maybe for Joe or Moses, are there different level? I don't mean you can be like an A+ Catholic scholar or then a B+, but are there different levels where this program moves you towards some kind of leadership role in this program? Either Joe or Moses.
I can answer that. So there's actually the CASA board, the Catholic Student Alliance, that I'm now a part of, that I probably would not have been a part of if I was never in Catholic Scholars. I don't know if that's directly related or indirectly related, but there is opportunities at SHEIL to be in a leadership position with a church, with your faith. So that would be my answer.
Now, Joe, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Have you ever thought about priesthood?
Well, in spiritual direction, that has come up once or twice, but kind of been on the back burner. I'm in a discernment group with the Viatorian brothers also, but I don't know. It's just a big I don't know.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's part of the journey is you question, you struggle, you grapple with God and say, Lord, what do you ask of me with my life? And give me the courage to do it. And there's going to be that struggle with it, and knowing that just trust where the Lord is going to lead you. But I've been a priest now for the gift of priesthood 43 and a half years. I thank God every day for the gift of priesthood, to be able to serve the people of God. And people ask me, if you had it all over again, Greg, would you be a priest? The answer is absolutely yes. And by the way, you're in great hands with Father Brad Zamora, who I'm sure is doing a wonderful job in listening to the spirit within you. Before we go to break, Moses, real quick, have you ever thought about priesthood?
Yes, I have. My thoughts about it at the moment are, I'm not really sure. Maybe I could be called. Personally, I don't think I'm called right now, but I'm still open to being called in the future, whether that is after I graduate. I don't know. Whenever the Lord says, we'll do it, if he tells me so.
And I think the key, Moses, is to be open, because when I was in the seminary, before going to the seminary, I was at Notre Dame College Prep High School, and I turned down a scholarship to Northwestern. in radio and TV as an undergrad back in 1970. So I've got sweaters older than you guys, and but I struggled with that. I
thought it
grappled
was football. The scholarship was in football.
in my dreams. Mark, take us to break.
By the way, Father Greg, though, is a Northwestern alum.
I have a master's in '89 in radio and television. A master's. That's true. That's true. Take us to break.
We're
Mark.
going to take a little break. WNDZ, 7:50 a.m., Catholic Chicago, 312-255-8408. You can go to YouTube.com/Catholic Chicago. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation on the Catholic Scholars Program, SHEIL Center, with Sister Belinda Monahan, Moses, and Joe. We'll be back in a few minutes. Please stay tuned.
Catholic Charities' Refugee Resettlement Program has been especially busy this year, assisting individuals and families who have fled dangerous situations in their homeland, including Afghanistan and the Ukraine. The Refugee Resettlement Team helps with everything they need to start to rebuild their lives in a new country, including housing, employment, clothing, food, English classes, and referrals for legal and immigration services. The refugees are tremendously grateful for the compassion and practical help they're receiving, and they're giving back and helping each other plan for a brighter, safer future. Volunteer opportunities are currently available for those who would like to be family mentors and tutors so children and adults can practice English. To learn more about these rewarding opportunities, call 312-655-7096. That's 312-655-7096.
People always say, how can you spend your day with 3-year-olds? Seeing the changes that they go through and just the journey and how they grow, this is a very rewarding job. Even though at the end of the day, we're not the highest paid people on earth. And when I have a parent contact me and say, my child loves school, that to me, I'm setting that foundation for their love of learning. Because really, you are changing lives. You are molding lives.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at artchicago.org/schooljobs.
Ancestry and genealogy are more important every day. People all over the world are wanting to learn more about their family heritage for personal and for health reasons. At Catholic Charities, we are hearing from adults who lived for a brief time at St. Vincent's Orphanage, the wonderful life-affirming agency that operated out of our headquarters for 91 years, serving thousands of women, children, and families until it closed in 1972. Our post-adoption services help adults who want to learn more about their experience at St. Vincent's. Our compassionate staff members provide whatever family background information they can offer, along with support and reunion services. To learn more, call 312-655-7093. That's 312-655-7093. The spirit of St. Vincent's lives on in the inspiring stories that continue to emerge today.
We're back. WNDZ 750 AM Catholic Chicago 312-255-8408, or you can go to youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. We're with wonderful...
Mark, is that a new shirt you're wearing?
No, but I told you on the way over here, I had a birthday recently, and my only message to my kid was, I don't need any kids. I don't need any more shirts. This is probably...
That summer shirt, that shirt you're wearing reminds me of a picnic tablecloth.
Yeah,
we used
thank
to have
you
as a
for
kid- when I
sharing
was a
that.
kid.
And let's continue with our
Same pattern.
serious discussion about Catholic Scholars programs with Sister Belinda, Moses, Joe. Sister Belinda, you're a Benedictine, correct?
Yes, yes.
Tell folks what that means.
That means for me that everything starts with community. Our primary ministry is Benedictines. We talk about ora et labora, prayer and work in the setting of community. So everything for me grows out of prayer and returns to prayer. So the work that I do is rooted in prayer, and that brings me back to prayer. But it's all about building community, thinking about all people, the unity of all people in Jesus. And so that's what I hope to do in everything that I do.
And why were you attracted to the Benedictines? Was there a sister that really spoke to you about that lifestyle, or how'd you connect with them? Because there are a lot of religious orders.
I think to a certain extent, I already had a sense of the Benedictine charism in my life. I was already praying Liturgy of the Hours and attending daily Mass, both at SHEIL or with people from SHEIL. So I was already living the rhythm of work and prayer that was Benedictine. I also find the Benedictine perspective, the long history of Benedictinism, as an archaeologist, that's really important to me. So that was part of it. My community is a group of really strong-minded, independent women.
Oh, yes, we know that. We know that.
I struggle with,
Belinda,
so
is your residence over at Scholastica?
Yes.
There's a great, tremendous group of women. I know many of them, and outstanding, faith-filled, hard workers, and not afraid to speak their minds.
Right,
And,
innovative.
Very
too.
innovative, which is true. Out of curiosity, are you from Chicago growing up?
No, I grew up in New Jersey. I moved to Chicago for graduate school.
Okay, interesting. Now, how many are in the program for the Catholic Scholars Program? How many are in it right now?
Currently, we have 10 returning students, and applications are due tomorrow for any students who want to apply. So it's not clear how many students we'll have in the coming year. I think I have 4 complete applications and several partial applications on the way, but the deadline is tomorrow. So any Northwestern undergrad who wants to apply, they should do so.
How do they do that? Why, in case 1 or 2 college people are listening to this program?
All it takes is
How
one.
do they apply?
There are applications online at the SHEIL Catholic Center. They need an academic recommendation and a pastoral recommendation. So it helps to know some of the staff, although they can get a pastoral recommendation from their home parishes as well. We've had people do that.
Now, question for Moses and Joe. Either one can begin. Here you're part of the Catholic Scholars Program. We live in a world today which has become very secular. People have given up church, young, middle-aged, older, have walked away from the Catholic Church. But here both of you are doing the exact opposite. Not only are you faith-filled and going to church at SHEIL Center, but you're taking even an extra step, but being part of the Catholic Scholars Program. I guess my question for you, Moses and Joe, is why and what difference has it made in your life? And do you get any pushback from anybody like, oh, you're part of the Catholic Scholars Program, what's wrong with you? Do you get pushback from anybody? Begin with you, Joe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could probably talk for a long time on this, but in the sense that that the world has become more secular, and Moses and I are going in a maybe not so traditional way, according to society standards. I think for me, what I've learned in the past year is that a lot of things in your life change. Where you live, people come and go, people pass away. Your classes change. You break up with a girlfriend, whatever it is. Things change, people come and go, whatever the case may be. But the one thing that remains true is the faith that we have as Catholics, as Christians, whatever it is. God's word doesn't change. We know for sure that God is the same that he was yesterday, that he is today, that he will be tomorrow and into eternity. And there's something very grounding and you can give your life to that because you know that it's not going to ever let you down. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of trust and a lot of time and a lot of work because it is a relationship. But for me, I would say my faith has become a home away from home. When I'm not in New Jersey, when I'm not with my family, I know that in prayer, that in the church at SHEIL, that I have a home that's in my heart.
That is
beautiful.
A tremendous, phenomenal response off the top of your head. So thank you. Moses, same question for you.
I would say my strength and my faith is due to partially the way I was raised in my upbringing. Because growing up, I attended over 14 different schools just for various reasons.
Whoa.
So I was used to being always the new kid and being in new situations.
Let me go time out. You went to 14 different grammar schools and high schools?
Yes.
How many colleges?
Just one.
That's amazing. 14. Moses, I've never heard of an individual that's averaging more than one school per year.
So you're resilient.
Yes.
Talk about that.
I'm used to being in different situations, being different from other people. If that involves being different in my faith perspectives, then so be it. It's nothing new to me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess going to college, I wasn't really fazed by the secularity. In terms of pushback, I would say sometimes from my college campus, the vibe is one of anti-religion. But in my experience, people are actually very curious to know more. And people who you would think have other beliefs and not be open to it are surprisingly approachable about it. And my friends always ask me about it, and we have religious discussions every once in a while.
That's great.
That's tremendous.
That's great. Belinda, as you look at, maybe a fundraising question. How is this funded? How is this program funded? And do you need funds?
I would say we always need funds. We do have a foundation that supports the Christ the Teacher Institute, of which Catholic Scholars is a part. But we always welcome funding to support the SHEIL Catholic Center and other programs at SHEIL.
How can they financially support this wonderful work?
I would say go to the SHEIL webpage, SHEILCatholicCenter.org, and there are opportunities to donate there.
Great.
That email address one more time, Belinda.
The website is SHEILCatholicCenter.org.
And if you want to make a phone call to you, what is your phone number at the office?
The phone number at the office is 847-328-4648.
One more time.
847-328-4648.
I want to thank in a very special way Sister Belinda Monahan, Moses Diaz-Torres, and Joe Reyna for joining us today. They're part of the Catholic Scholars Program. We could have gone a full hour just with your stories and background and witness. So to Moses and to Joe and to Sister Belinda, thank you very much for sharing your time. Our prayers are with you. And when you see Father Brad, tell him we say hello.
Yes.
And so God bless all of you. You're listening to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 AM, 312-255-8408. You can also get us on YouTube.com/Catholic Chicago. Father Greg Sakowitz, Mark Teresi. Stay with us. We'll be back after these messages. And again, do not touch that dial.
Catholic Charities has had the privilege of helping people in need in Cook and Lake County for more than 100 years. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our frontline workers who, despite the unprecedented challenges of the past 2 years, continue to excel at their jobs every day. From the warehouse staff members who pack boxes of nutritious foods for low-income seniors, to the dedicated WIC employees who have remained open for families with children under the age of 5, to our volunteers and restaurant partners who ensure that meals are available for those experiencing hunger, to our service coordinators and our professional counselors who continue their vital work in innovative ways, to our food pantry staff, and to all those who work at Catholic Charities Call Center, finding solutions for every person who reaches out to us for help. Charity is at the heart of all you do, and we salute you.
I can't imagine myself going into any other school.
Our school fosters growth by being a backbone to our family.
My kids are incredibly well-rounded. I see a lot of kindness in them on a daily basis.
One of the things I think Catholic schools do well is personalize the learning experience. You can hear joy in the classrooms.
I feel that I'm happy that I am in this kind of school.
Our school communities provide students with academic excellence and character education in a supportive and stable learning environment. Come see for yourself. Visit archchicago.org/findaschool.
The cemetery ministry is a core ministry of our Catholic faith tied to the corporal works of mercy. It's comforting to know that our Catholic cemeteries are caring for the remains of our loved ones awaiting the resurrection. There are 44 Archdiocese of Chicago Catholic cemeteries willing to help you in your time of loss. Call 708-449-6100 or visit CatholicCemeteriesChicago.org. Catholic Cemeteries, serving the Catholic community since 1837.
You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Welcome back to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 AM, 312-255-8408. You can also get us on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Father Greg Sakowicz, Mark Teresi. Mark, that was an incredible first half hour.
Very inspiring.
Inspirational, listening to Joe and Moses and Sister Belinda. It fired you up.
Yeah.
Their witness in the world we live in, and those are signs of hope, and how God works in very mysterious ways in our lives. If we're listening, we have to take the time to listen, which is part of our second half of the program. So again, 312-255-8408.
And just their expression of their ideas wasn't canned. It was very genuine.
Heartfelt.
Yes.
The deepest part of them. The Transformational Listening Conference is set to take place at St. Ignatius College Prep this fall. Joining us to talk about the conference is Dr. John Igwabuike. Dr. John, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thank you very much for that warm welcome. On behalf of our president, Mr. John Chandler, on behalf of the chair of our Board of Trustees, Martin Cabrera, our prefect of studies, Dr. Sterling Brown, and our prefect of mission, Dr. Jeff Miller, as well as the faculty, the staff, the students, the Board of Trustees, the benefactors of St. Ignatius College Prep. I bring you great welcome and greetings from Wolfpack Nation.
That is the greatest.
Wolfpack
I like that.
Nation.
The greatest introduction of a welcome we've ever had on the program. You covered everybody from John Chandler all the way to the whole grouping. John, what is your background? You were born and raised where?
Well, thank you. I was born in Nigeria. I came to the United States at the age of 4. So I grew up in Toledo, Ohio, and went to St. Anne Elementary. I graduated from St. Francis de Sales High School in Toledo. and then went on and went to school at Ohio State University.
Oh, you're a Buckeye.
I'm a Buckeye, indeed.
The Ohio State.
Yes.
The football tradition.
Indeed. And academics.
Oh,
And,
it's a very strong academic school. Tremendous.
Thank you, Father.
Now,
yes, and I had the privilege to go to graduate school in California, Cal Poly, then went back to graduate school at Ohio State, law school at Indiana University. And so I've been very blessed educationally.
I just out of curiosity, what brought your family to the U.S. from Nigeria when you were 4 years old?
My father had the amazing opportunity to come study engineering at the University of Cincinnati. So my father's a Bearcat, and he became a professional engineer. And after graduation, passing the engineering licensure, was able to then bring his family to the United States.
That's a great story.
Now, the Transformational Listening Conference, is that sponsored by St. Ignatius, and are you chairing that sponsorship, or how's that work?
Yes, St. Ignatius College Prep has been so gracious, and I very much thank our president for seeing the vision and the need for such a conference that imbues the community with the gift of listening. We're taught speaking, we're taught writing, we're taught reading. And a student could well graduate from high school and never have a class on what it means to listen with compassion, with empathy, with understanding to another human being. So listening is one of the greatest skills never taught. And we wanted to, in a sense, close the gap by sharing this gift, sharing the art, the science, the skill set with the community, with the school community, and even larger with the Chicago community. So the goal is to educate, instruct, inform our community on what does it mean to LISTEN to another human being.
Now, who's invited?
That's outstanding. I really, really like that.
Who's invited?
Mm-hmm. The entire community is invited. It's open to the public. And our school community indeed will be there, parents, alum, faculty, staff, as well as members in the community. So I am the chair of the conference. At the same time, we have a listening society at our school. So the listening society includes students. We have a listening club for our student membership who are growing their capacity to listen, growing their capacity to be present to another human being, to be able to have conversations across differences as well as commonalities. So we have this organization, our Listening Society, and we have it for students, and we also have it for faculty and staff. So the Listening Society is actually bringing forth the conference at St. Ignatius with sponsorship and support by the school, and it's open to the community because we believe that this is such a great gift that we can give to all of us, and it helps and improve all our relationships. It helps improve students in terms of their ability to listen and learn. It can help marriages. It can help friendships. It can help our community. We're living in a time when we could all use a listening ear.
Mm-hmm. Here's a great line, a tremendous line. A teenage boy once said, "My father and I had words this morning, but I didn't get to use mine."
Wow.
It's a good line.
Wow.
I heard that a long time ago. My father and I had words this morning, but I didn't get to use mine. All I did was talk.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a great insight.
It's a great insight there. Now, John, we keep talking about this Transformational Listening Conference. When is it taking place?
Oh, thank you very much. It will be taking place across 2 days, October 28th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., which is a Friday, and then October 29th, which is Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at St. Ignatius College Prep. And this is the second time we'll be doing the conference.
Interesting.
So let me play this out from our perspective in a parish. So we have a parish pastoral council. Is this the kind of a conference that would benefit members of that council? Because should be a lot of listening at that table, you know.
Oh, thank you so much for that question. And the answer is yes. It will give ideas, insights, information that many of us may not be aware of when it comes to listening. Let me give you, for example, one nugget. I have a friend who is Jewish, and she shared with me as I was discussing the conference that one of the most significant word in the Jewish Bible is Shema. Shema means listen. And so and she helped me understand something when our Lord, our precious Lord, was asked, what is the greatest commandment in the Bible? Our precious Lord, the first words out of his mouth in response to that query was Shema, to listen. The Lord God is one, and we should have no other God besides him. But our Lord preceded the greatest command by articulating the word listen, Shema.
Now,
so yes, I think the pastoral council could well learn a great deal about this art, skill, science, and gift.
So you're on fire about this. Why?
Oh, thank you so much. I truly am. This is my ministry, my apostolate, and I'm so thankful to be in a school community that is embracing it. I discovered, and I'm so thankful at an early age, that I was not a good listener. And it took a class in college to reveal the extent to which I was not. I thought that if a person can hear well, you can listen well. And in a course of an exercise that one of my classmates gave in class during an icebreaker, it revealed that you can hear somebody and yet not listen to that person. And that set my heart moving to start becoming a better listener. And that's been a journey. You were about to say something. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, I was responding saying that's a very true statement. Yeah. Mark, take us to break. And, John, we could listen to you all day.
You're not only a good listener, you're a good speaker.
Outstanding.
But just so you know, too, Transformational Listening Conference, the initials are TLC, which is also tender, loving care. So when you're listening, you're caring for the person that you're
That's a great
in
insight.
presence with. I just came to
That's why you're the co-host.
I know. Thank you for sharing. I love being affirmed like that. Anyway, WNDZ, 7:50 a.m.
So glad you came today.
Catholic Chicago, 312-255-8408.
I'm listening to you.
You can catch us on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. And maybe in the next segment, Father Greg will listen a little bit. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Do you have an old bicycle that's not being used? consider donating it to Catholic Charities Veterans Bike Project of Lake County. Skilled volunteers are refurbishing bicycles to make them safe and ready to be used by veterans to get to and from their new places of work. We also gratefully accept financial contributions that are used to purchase bike helmets and other safety accessories. Our veterans have faithfully served the United States, and now it is our privilege to serve them. For more information on the Veterans Bike Project of Lake County, call 847-782-4219. That's 847-782-4219.
Year 44 for me teaching. When I started here, there were teachers here that had taught me when I was a student. Now I'm the old person. Right now, I teach junior high math. I love when kids find what I'm teaching to be fun and they get it. I see that light bulb go off and it's a thrill. People are always amazed. What? You're here for 44 years? It's hard for me to believe, frankly. I love what I do. Every summer I think, oh, I miss the classroom. Even on the weekends, I think I can't wait to get back on Monday and teach those quadratic equations.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
At Catholic Charities, we want to remind you that we are here for anyone who is a victim of domestic violence or anyone who has a concern about someone they think may be a victim. Domestic violence affects millions of people each year, both women and men, of every race, religion, culture, and economic status. It includes physical, psychological, and emotional abuse, inflicted in both subtle and overt ways. The impact on children can be devastating. If you or someone you know are victims of domestic violence and you are looking for a place for healing and recovery, call us at 773-935-3434 in Cook County and 224-430-4977 in Lake County. A safer, happier tomorrow can begin today.
We're back. WNDZ 750 AM, Catholic Chicago 312-255-8408. You can go to youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. We're talking about the Transformational Listening Conference with Dr. John Igwebuike. I think I got that right. And Father Greg, you had a question.
You know, John, this has been very insightful. Just a joy to listen to you. Why is listening so difficult? People say, well, I'm a good listener. I listen. But like you say, listening is hard work. We live in a society that talks about talking, speech class, writing class, whatever it may be. But to be part of a listening session or class, they don't exist. Why is listening so hard?
I think that one of the reasons it's so difficult is because all of us want to be heard. It feels great to be heard. It's fulfilling to be heard. In fact, even at a neurochemical level, the brain releases a chemical that makes you feel good when you're able to say something, much as it's the same chemical, dopamine, that it releases when you eat something. And it encourages you to eat another thing and another and another. So when we speak, dopamine's released. It feels good. So we love to share. The challenge becomes, how can I put myself in the position that I enjoy being in, which is being heard, by giving another person that great gift? And that's what makes listening so powerful. That's the secret sauce. I define listening as the divine art, the deliberate consciousness, the disciplined practice of acknowledging others and their need to be seen, heard, listened to, and understood ahead of my own. That's what makes listening so powerful, is that I recognize that the other person loves to be heard, loves to share, loves to speak. And I defer my very same love and drive and craving to be heard. I sublimate that in the interest of another human being. That's what makes it powerful. That's where we get the word understand, the notion of understanding, where I'm literally standing under, I'm bearing that which another person has to share. The Harvard professor, William James, said that the deepest craving, the founder of modern day psychology, said the deepest craving of a human being is to be understood. And so that's what makes listening so hard, is giving another human being the very thing that I'm craving. Hope that makes sense.
Oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
That's phenomenal. It's like I could listen to you all day, John. Here's the thing. Sometimes in anger we say to someone, can't you see my point? Don't you understand? Are you blind or something? How many times we use that visual word, can't you see what I'm saying? That whole sense of wanting to be understood.
I had a question related to your position there. So how it's such an innovative and underutilized skill that we have, but it's pretty innovative that Ignatius is doing this. So did this come from you knocking on John Chandler's door and saying we need to do this? And the other part of the question is, how does the faculty respond? Are they better listeners now since you've brought this up?
Yes, but by all means, it's a two-way street. When I was interviewing for this amazing opportunity, and I'm the director for school culture, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and I've been doing this work for decades, and I've even written a book on the topic. So I shared that this was the approach that I have taken in doing the inclusion work and the equity work. So that was well received coming in. And also our president is visionary and had said that he wanted us to certainly bring in the best practices, the best research that can continue to elevate our students, our faculty, our community. And so when I shared with him that, and him and the faculty and members of the board, my expertise in the listening, and that we could bring this practice to our school, it was well received. When I shared with the faculty the opportunity to consider forming a listening organization, the Listening Society, it was well received, and faculty signed up, and students signed up, and the parents have even expressed interest in this entity, in this society. So it's been ebullient in terms of the excitement and to consider the listening approach.
Now, John, let me ask you this.
Thank you so much for that.
How has the gift of listening and all this research you've done, all this sharing, how has it touched and changed your life?
Thank you for that question, Father. My goodness. Listening is a journey. I've been on this journey for going on 30 years of being deliberate and intentional. And the best example I can give you on how efficacious it's been in my life is this. It's something my wife said. She shared with me about 4 years ago. She said, this listening work you're doing, it's really starting to help our marriage.
Starting.
Oh, you heard it.
How many years into your marriage were you?
Okay, that's a great question. I appreciate that. Yeah, we are 22 years.
Oh.
It just took 18 years to begin.
It took 18 years for
just
her to affirm your listening skills.
And just the start of it.
Well, leave it to wives, let me tell you. My wife will say, we're married 41 years. She said 28 of the best years of her life.
Well, how about that's
and
great.
If I could,
keep
sorry
talking.
if I interrupt.
No, go ahead, John.
Yeah, Father, you said something very powerful earlier that I wanted to make sure that I shared concern, and because you brought it up, you mentioned how when we're in conversation with another human being, another child of God, sometimes the person may say, "You're not seeing what I'm saying," and they're speaking to the issue of understanding what I'm saying. And the Bible verse came to me where Paul reminds us that we walk by faith and not by sight. And where does faith come from? Faith cometh by hearing. So when a person says you're not seeing, underneath that drive, that craving to be seen, they're also saying there's this craving to be heard, the craving to be listened to, and the craving to feel that the person is genuinely trying to receive and take in what the other person is trying to share. So I think that's quite significant too, that our hearing apparatus also allows us to see, much as we know that a person who may be sight impaired is trained to use a cane, and that cane is used to tap, tap, tap. And in tapping that, it creates a sound. And the brain, we are so divinely designed, just amazingly created by God, that our brain can actually create a visual through sound. Hence, we get things like ultrasound and radar. You see, our brains can do the same thing.
Now, John, we need to bring
images
program to an end. But again, in the last 30 seconds, give us the dates and how people can sign up for this transformational listening conference.
Thank you, Father. The date is Friday, October 28th. From 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, October 29th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you do a Google search and you type Listening Conference Chicago, you will find it.
Listening Conference Chicago.
You'll find it.
I want to thank in a very special way Dr. John Igwebu Ike from St. Ignatius College Prep for this transformational listening conference coming up at the end of October. John, you have been phenomenal.
Yes.
We'll have you back again on the program. Thank you very much for joining us, and our love to the whole St. Ignatius community. Special thanks to co-host Mark Teresi, did a great job listening today. To our producers and engineers, Michael May and Javi Garcia. Everyone drew a blank there. To all, God bless, and have a great weekend.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.